Florida Congressman Cory Mills is currently in Israel. He's trying to help evacuate Americans, and the congressman joins us now. I have to ask, how do you get them out, Congressman? Do you fly them out, or do you have to take a car to the Jordanian border?
Well, to be honest, Stuart, I wish it was so easy as being able to fly them out. Many of these individuals that were getting out of the country has been waiting for 4 days. In some cases, I heard from a family today, they'd been waiting 6 days to try and get out of the country. So what we're trying to do is, and I'm going to different locations each day in Israel. I went to Nazareth and Haifa one day. I went to Tiberias. I've gone to Jerusalem. We'll be looking at Tel Aviv and other areas closer to the impacts. And we just continue to try. And I'm sitting on the border right now and very proud to announce that we just got 45 more Americans out just now, an hour and a half ago. I had 32 yesterday, 45 today. And I'll start with this as I ended yesterday. If Joe Biden and the administration is unwilling to do their jobs, then members like myself and my colleagues will step up and do it for them.
We're not talking about getting hostages out now. These are people who are simply trapped in Israel and want to come back to the United States. How many have you gotten out so far?
So I got 32 out yesterday, and I just got 45 out about an hour ago.
Okay. Forgive me, sir, but I'm going to change the subject. I'm going to pivot to the drama in Washington. Congressman Steve Scalise has been nominated for House Speaker, but we are told he doesn't have the 217 votes he needs to be formally made the Speaker. It looks like a stalemate, Congressman, not good for the Republican Party.
Well, again, democracy is one of those things that can be messy, and I think that every single individual has a right to represent the 750,000 plus of their constituents and what their constituents want. The whole point about being an elected member to Congress is that you represent the people's voice. And if the people's voice tells you that they want Congressman Jim Jordan or they want Congressman Steve Scalise, then that's what you should be doing, is carrying out the will of the people. And so I'm sure that we can get into conference, we can have these discussions, we can lay out the salient points of why one would be more beneficial to the others. To my personal opinion, I think they're both great leaders. I've endorsed Congressman Jim Jordan to be the next Speaker of the House, but I think they're both more than equipped to be able to face some of the challenges that we're dealing with when it comes to fiscal responsibility, open borders, helping to get an economic growth strategy plan, which we're not doing yet. We're still talking about minute cuts. So it's time to get a real leader in there who's going to lead from the front.
Can you vote for the Speaker in the Speaker election whilst you're in Israel?
No, unfortunately, I'm not able to vote, but I'm also very proud that we voted for the rule to stop the proxy voting that was going on. You know, my bigger thing, though, to be honest, Stuart, is that I had a chance to sit there and listen to people bicker back and forth and air their grievances out, or actually do something that actually makes a change. You know, when I was elected, I thought it was to help, one, your top priority is to provide the safety and security of Americans that elected you into office and all Americans there in the country. That's part of our sworn oath, is to be able to protect our Constitution. But part of that Constitution is the safety of Americans. And so when I looked at my priorities, when I looked at what mattered most, and I had the capability to do it, how can I not come out here and try and help Americans who are stranded, trapped, or the 9-year-old boy that I helped yesterday, or the 6-year-old little girl, Evie, that I just helped? You know, these are the things that are mattering to the American people. And we can squabble all day long about speakers, but right now we have Americans who are trapped. And this isn't the first time, Varney. This is the second time since 2021.
Cory Mills, great job. Thanks very much for being with us, sir. Much appreciated. Come and see us again soon. Thank you, sir.